Heading back into the water today to recover more pieces of that helicopter that crashed into the Hudson, killing all 6 people on board.
Dozens of people watched in horror as the helicopter dropped out of the sky. One of those eyewitnesses joining us this morning, Avi Rakesh, who was working from home in Lower Manhattan, watched everything unfold from an apartment window. So, Avi, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And we know that investigators are now trying to piece together exactly what happened shortly after 3 p.m., right? So can you, and they're asking for witnesses just like you to come forward. Can you describe to us what exactly you saw at that moment?
Yeah, I was actually looking right out the window over here, and all of a sudden there is a loud noise. And honestly, I don't know if the helicopter broke off before the noise. I think it happened kind of like physics of the whole thing. But I saw the helicopter break off, loud noise, and it starts stumbling forward and into the water. The rotator blade broke off, and it was flying kind of in every direction, but then it didn't hit any of the buildings or any people nearby. So that was thankful.
Did you record what you were seeing?
I got up, and by the time I could get my phone out and record, it was already in the water. Like, I saw the whole thing happen, and it was honestly, like, as the video showed, like, it took less than a few seconds for the whole thing to go down. And the fact that it broke off in the air and debris was flying everywhere, that was horrific. By the time you could realize what was happening, it was already over. I couldn't get a video of the actual incident, but yeah.
Avi, you know, a lot of people are saying, or eyewitnesses are saying that I heard you say that the rotator broke off, but they're saying that the helicopter actually broke apart itself more than just that. Did you see that happen?
Yeah, I did, and I saw that in real time. It was an unnerving thing to watch. Like, I see helicopters fly by here every day. Like, in fact, every minute, every hour. To see one disintegrate in the air was unnerving, to say the least. Like, it could have damaged other things, other people. Like, you know, it was going to fly over like buildings and stuff in like matter of seconds, if not
when
minutes.
you say it disintegrated or broke apart, can you give us a little more description? The back, because it looks like the cabin of it's intact, but the back of it was missing, right, and obviously the blade on top.
Yeah, I definitely saw it like move forward and then like kind of disintegrate. So I couldn't see the tail go off, but I very much saw the moment it went 90 degrees forward that there was no tail, right? So I don't know if the tail broke off first, but the rotators were off like the moment it tilted like about 45 degrees forward, which in itself, like, the cabin was intact like pretty well, and you can see that in the video as well. And it was floating in the Hudson for quite some time before they took it out.
It was that boom that got your attention, right? That had you look out the window. And when you did you understand what was going on?
Actually, I was looking out the window before I heard the boom. So I saw it like break off before I heard anything. And I think that's just purely because like you see things before you hear them, right? Like I'm on a pretty high high floor apartment, and the like windows are pretty well soundproof, but I could hear it well, even despite being inside the apartment.
So here's the question, Avi. You know, obviously there's some people who say this is a very busy corridor of helicopter traffic. We've reported on many people who want this to change, right? On an average day, what do you see at any given moment in terms of these tourism helicopters, other helicopters that are flying all around at different altitudes?
You can see anywhere from like 2 to 10 helicopters at any given point in the air, right? Just because 10 might be a little bit pushing it and might be on like, you know, a very touristy day or very high traffic day, but it does get to that point sometimes. Like, I don't work from home a lot, but sometimes when I do, it does get loud.
You know, Avi, the Jersey City mayor was saying that some of his constituents do not want to see these helicopters flying anymore because they're a danger to even people on the ground, nearby buildings. The area is too narrow and too congested. What's your personal take seeing the traffic on the Hudson every day?
I think as far as traffic goes, there's always a concern with something like that, but I don't know if reducing the traffic would necessarily reduce the risk. I mean, it would, but it wouldn't take away, like, if proper maintenance and things like that were done. I'm not saying that it wasn't done. I just don't, I don't think I'm in a position to comment on that.
I understand.
Personally.
Avi, appreciate your time. Hopefully I know you were in a state of shock yesterday when we spoke to you last night. How are you doing this morning?
Doing well. Getting on with the day. it's hard to see out the window because you can still see debris and other stuff
Yeah.
floating, and
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your perspective and joining us this morning to talk about this. Appreciate you.